All right, welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. As the global economy struggles to find footing with its supply chains, the precious metal sector is also not out of the woods here. Recently, there have been concerns that some refiners had allegedly sourced conflict gold. The main organization that monitors these issues is the London Bullion Market Association, what we all know as the LBMA. The LBMA's responsible sourcing program has a 5-step framework. 1. Environmental issues. 2. Avoiding material from conflict-afflicted areas. 3. Combating money laundering. 4. Terrorist financing and human rights abuses. And 5. Child labor. So with the Ronies messing up supply-side activity, how has this potentially impacted the demand side? Well, find out shortly. But first, if you're new to this channel, please hit that big red subscribe button right down below. Also, please hit the like button. It helps to get this economic evangelism out there to the masses to bring more people into precious metals. So we'll start here. Now, this article is recent. It was written on July 15th, and still the Ronies has disrupted $8.8 billion of global mining output. Now, this article focuses on different sectors of metal mining, but wait until the end to hear about how harshly precious metals have been impacted. So let's get down here. I'm going to read this quick quote. So we'll start here. Take a look at this map. These are all the places that have been impacted by the Ronies. So we'll start with this section called Peru, Chile, and Mexico hit hardest. Not surprisingly, copper and base metal revenues make up the bulk of the global total, with $4.3 billion and 55 projects at risk. On a revenue basis, Peru is responsible for nearly a quarter of the total, as large-scale copper operations including Antamina, Cerro Verde, and Las Bambas are affected by temporary nationwide quarantines. 10 at-risk copper operations in Chile, including the giant Los Pelambres copper mine, production revenues of nearly $700 million, and Codelco's top mines add up to $1.1 billion, is possible revenue losses from the Ronies in the world's top copper mining country. Mexico's 15 gold and 13 silver operations, with just over $1 billion in at-risk revenues means that these three countries combined constitute almost half the global total in terms of revenues. Let's go to South Africa. South African slump. On a per mine basis, South Africa is most impacted by 55 projects at risk, including the giant Sishen iron ore mine and 21 gold and 16 platinum mines, adding up to $1 billion in potential Ronies-related revenue losses. In contrast, the Democratic Republic of Congo's mining revenues have not been impacted at all. S&P Global identifies Ivanhoe Mines, Kamoa-Kakula, as possibly at risk, but so far construction of the massive copper mine remains ahead of schedule. Latin America and South America's dire circumstances also compared to the US, where 42 projects, mostly coal, comes to a much smaller $402 million in affected income. Canada has 30 projects, 19 gold, at risk, with the Voisey's Bay nickel mine the largest operation affected. Now here it is, 122 precious metals projects at risk. Precious metals mining is the most severely impacted sector in terms of operations, with 122 at risk globally, including 23 expansion, construction, and pre-production projects. Operating gold mines under threat of disruption total 111 mines, closely followed by silver with 101 operations and 16 platinum projects. Precious metals constitute $3.4 billion at risk. Now, with this pressure on refiners, they still need to find a way to source metals. Now, this is all alleged, but it seems some refiners may have landed in some hot water. Now, what am I talking about? Well, we got this new one from Kitco entitled More Conflict Gold Concerns Raised, LBMA Responds. So allegedly, a Swiss refiner sourced gold from a company in Dubai that may have acquired conflict gold from Sudan. There are also other potentially sticky situations here. For example, going to the bottom, I'm not going to read all of this here, but going to the bottom, just last month, the LBMA said it would investigate allegations from an Australian newspaper that the Perth Mint processed conflict gold from small-scale gold miners in Papua New Guinea that used child labor and toxic mercury. The Perth Mint has also kicked off its own independent third-party audit after an order from Western Australian Premier Mark McGowan to review how the Mint oversees its suppliers. So we've got, potentially some sourcing issues here. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it's partially due to the precious metals operations being severely impacted. Now, let me know what you guys think about all of this when it comes to the supply side being hampered severely by the Ronies, and it comes to the rising demand as well. How is this going to affect prices in the future? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks again for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. It's Black Bullion.